This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the afternoon show presented by ESEN and Gonzo Sports Room. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Going pretty good. Just ate a good meal with a bunch of neighborhood buddies and family, so that was good. Had a good tenderloin sandwich, so going pretty good. Been watching Olympics. Oh man, we'll go talk about Olympics. But Chris, I got upset this morning. I'm watching curling. Of all things to get upset about, the women's are playing Canada, up 8-6, going to the final inning. And how often do you see a team give up 3 points in curling? Well, United States did it today and lost 9-8 to Canada. Oh, I was angry. I thought we had it. At the very least, a tie. Usually the most they give up is 2. Most of the time it's 1. I think that's the first time, at least this year, that I've seen somebody give up 3. And they just completely blew that game, and I was pissed. But
I saw the men's American team get 3
did you?
The other night. It wasn't last night. I think it was the night before or the day before. I saw the men's American team. They ended up getting they were actually down a point and got 3 to take a 2-point lead, and then they ended up going on to win that match.
Yeah. So far today, Norway's having a good day. They've got 4 or 5 medals today, first and seconds. And let's take a real quick look at the medal standings. Norway's in first with 18. They got 8 gold, 3 silver, 7 bronze. Italy's basically tied, but they would be considered second since they only got 6 gold, 3 silver, and 9 bronze. United States is next with 4 golds, 7 silvers, and 3 bronze. So we got 14 medals. So Norway, and they're tough. Norway's really good in the skiing. They got a lot of medals in the skiing and snowboarding today. So, and we're struggling in the skiing and snowboarding.
Oh, we got screwed in one of the snowboarding events last night.
Really?
Or yesterday. What's it called? Like the snowboard cross, I think it's called. They're racing down this hill, and they've done like so many heats of 4 guys, and then they done that with a round of 16, and then the quarters, and then the semis, and then it got down to 2 finals: the final for 1st through 4th, and the small final for 5th through 8th. And had been in the semis. Guy from United States ended up winning it, but they went back for a video review because there was a crash, and they were real close, but like the guy wouldn't know like deliberate contact. There was a little bit of incidental contact, but even the guys on the TV didn't think it would go. They ended up taking that guy from the United States out of first all the way to 4th place and knocked him out.
Ooh.
His last name was Pare, I think is how you pronounce Pare. So it knocked him out. He would have had a good chance of making the final. And then the other United States guy was 44 years old, Baumgartner. He made the final.
Yeah.
He ended up getting like 6th or 7th. Last Olympics he got 10th. But we could have had like a 26-year-old or 21-year-old, something like that, in that final with them. Maybe we could have had maybe 2 out of the 4 in the final, or at least had 2 in the semifinals. But yeah, the guy won, and then all of a sudden they just took it from him, put him at 4th, and moved the guy that crashed up. It was, and even the announcers didn't agree with it. And what was crazy, there was the next race, the next heat, Baumgartner and a guy got tangled up, and that guy wrecked, and Baumgartner ended up getting the second that heat. And they didn't review it. They didn't even review it. And the commentators on TV were waiting, like, oh yeah, they're going to review this. He said, I don't think they'll change anything, but they're at least going to review it. Never reviewed it, but they reviewed the one before and changed it. So I felt like we would have had a good shot of getting a medal, because that dude was flying his first couple of heats. He looked like he was going to be right up there with one of the guys to beat, and then got, I guess, DQ'd or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and some of the skeleton or different ones, they have different sled ones, but I watched one this morning, and United States came out and did really well and was in first for a little bit, but man, just some of them other countries come up next, and that one knocked us off, and then the next one went, knocked them off, next one went, knocked them off, so we ended up not even getting the medal, and they did really well, but it just wasn't good enough. Of course, in hockey, the men's hockey team won their first matchup yesterday, 5-1, got a couple goals even took away, so it could have been worse. Now today, the women's hockey's in the quarterfinals against Italy at 3:10, so that'd be a good matchup. But I think USA's women's going to be hard to beat, and a lot of people thought Canada was their favorite. And we put it on Canada earlier, pretty good. How's it going, Joe?
Yeah. What's up, Joe?
Today, if you're having a good day, Chris, anything else you want to talk about on the hockey before we move on?
No, I haven't watched much of the hockey. I know both teams are doing pretty good.
Well, I mean, anything in the Winter Olympics.
I've been watching. I watched quite a bit of the skeleton. Like I said, that snowboarding last night, I enjoyed that. It was a fun and like intense, like a minute and a half, 2 minute watch. Like them guys flying down that hill, and one little mistake and three of them can wipe out, and there's only be one left. Yeah. Hell, the final was awesome. Like the final, all four of them was within like a few tenths of a second. They all four was right there at the finish line at the same time. And that was one of the first races where all four. It was usually seemed like three. Seemed like one guy always kind of fell back. It'd be two or three, but that one, I mean, you didn't know who was going to win till right then. Actually, the guy that was in the lead most of that race ended up getting from France ended up getting fourth, and he had the lead most of the race.
Yeah, it can be hard to find a lane in that stuff when you're coming around those turns. To find a lane to be able to pass anybody, it can be difficult. Yeah, it's pretty. I watched some of that's pretty good. Yeah, some of the Winter Olympics is really good, man. We did have a lady yesterday end up finishing third. She's medaled before. She's got gold before. She's the one that was injured, and man, she fought and made it third, and then collapsed. She had hurt her rib. She was in pain. Man, she gave it all she had. She didn't have anything left, man. As soon as she got across that line, she was down, man, and she looked like she was in pain. Can't think of her name right now, but it was pretty awesome, the effort that she put out. Well, if there's nothing else on the Olympics, I thought we'd talk just a little bit of NFL, and then I've got the biggest U.S. championship upsets of all time, top 10. I thought we'd do, and then get out of here for today, and everybody going to have a great weekend. I did see a little bit of NFL news. We talked a little bit before we went on the air that New Orleans is looking to pick up Pittsburgh running back from this year, Kenneth Gainwell, who had a big year really for Pittsburgh, maybe even kind of breakout year. I think he's always been good, but it's never really got a good opportunity. I thought he got a pretty good opportunity with Pittsburgh this year. What do you think about that possible pickup, Chris, if New Orleans could pull that off?
That'd be a good pickup. I'm sure there's going to be a few teams that'll be interested in him if he's a free agent. I didn't realize he was a free agent, or if they're just trying to work. They might be trying to work out some kind of trade. But I think there'll be, especially with a free agent, there'll be some teams. I mean, he had pretty good success in Philadelphia with them. I know he wasn't their number one back, but he still, if you look at his numbers there, he put up some pretty good numbers when he got the opportunity. Didn't get as much opportunity as last year there because that's when they got Barkley, and Barkley had that great year. But he put up good numbers there. Went to Pittsburgh this year and was a lot of times Pittsburgh's their number one weapon. A lot of times it seemed like because you had Metcalf on the outside, but other than that, it was mostly seemed like Gainwell. So I would think Pittsburgh is going to would try to keep him as well. But no, it'd be a good pick. He's a solid running back. He'd be definitely he's a real good. I don't know if he's per se like your guy you want as your number one back, but he's a great change of pace back, and he's also a good out of the backfield catching the ball. You can line him up out at receiver some if you need to. So I think his versatility is one of the things that makes him so good, and why a lot of people are interested in him. I just don't know if he's big enough to be like that back that runs the ball every carry. But he's a real solid to great, like number two guy, or not even I won't even say number two guy, just a good guy to have in a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, be that 1A, 1B type back situation. I agree with you. I don't think he could run the ball 25 times a game, but he could run that ball 12 to 15 times a game and catch 4 or 5 passes and be really productive for you. I mean, he's a guy that could rush for 800-900 yards and probably catch 500 or 600 yards. He could be a big contributor on any team, I think. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see who ends up with Gainwell. Anybody else standing out to you in the NFL free agency that? I know the Colts got some guys that are up, but I know you feel like the Colts are going to try to sign all 3 of those guys if they can, which, you don't know. You never know how the prices are going to end up because somebody can price you out if somebody overpays for somebody. So that's going to be interesting to see what the Colts do. Man, Chris, I think if our quarterback situation is straightened out and Jones can come back healthy, or if we can figure it out till Jones comes back, man, I think the Colts is as good as anybody right now, and as anybody in the AFC. I mean, of course, that's not counting everybody's going to make moves and stuff. So I'm not saying somebody couldn't pass us up, but I don't feel like New England was a lot better than us, or Denver was a lot better than us.
We weren't far off from the NFC teams before
No.
we had our injuries. I mean, we played the Rams, lost to them in a game we should have won. That's the game where we dropped a touchdown on our way into the end zone. Mitchell did, or we beat the Rams that game. Denver, we beat them on a last second thing. So that's AFC team. But Seattle Seahawks, the Super Bowl champions. I mean, they beat us by what, 2 points?
2
and
points.
that was in the end of the year after we had all of our injuries. I mean, hell, Phillip Rivers was our starting quarterback games. I mean, we were right there. We played all the teams real good. It wasn't like we were getting blown out by teams. It was just we couldn't overcome the injuries.
Had defensive and quarterback injuries. It'd have been fun to see what Jones could have done, but you can what if all day long. Just got to look forward to next year, and hopefully,
excuse me,
comes back strong, or we can figure something else out at the quarterback position.
What's interesting to me is the Buffalo Bills. I think they're trying to become the fucking Denver Broncos. They might as well change their name. You seen what they're doing with the coaching staff?
A little bit.
They hired Denver Broncos assistant Jim Leonard as the defense coordinator. They hired the Broncos assistant Pete Carmichael as the offensive coordinator. Then they went and hired 2-time Super Bowl champion head coach John Fox, who coached for the Denver Broncos as a senior assistant on their staff. So they're bringing in a lot of former Broncos coming in there to help Joe Brady with the Bills. So I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, John Fox is going to be some kind of like senior executive assistant with the Bills, and then their offensive and defensive coordinators that they hired both came from the Broncos. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting that.
Yeah,
they're getting all these guys from the Broncos organization.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting what happens in the offseason. Got a lot of free agents coming out, some pretty good free agents, I think, and on the offense and defensive side of the ball. There's not a lot of quarterbacks, just a couple, 2 or 3. So I think it's going to be interesting. I think the draft's going to be interesting the first couple of rounds. I think there's some pretty good players in the first couple, and I think it thins out a little bit, but I'm excited to see what the Colts can do, and I'm excited to see how some teams are going to come along. I mean, is New Orleans going to get better? Does Chicago take another step? Does Detroit get back on track? Can Seattle do it again? Can the Rams maintain and try to get to the Super Bowl? So I think there's a lot of good storylines for next year, and going to be interesting how it pans out. Let's go to our last thing that I have today. The biggest U.S. championship upsets of all times. I'm gonna give you some hints. I will tell you that there are NCAA in here, NBA, uh, pro football, World Series, um, and the only other sport is there is at least one hockey one. So, Chris, what do you think is number one on this list? The biggest U.S. championship upset of all time, top 10. What would you think the number one upset is?
I'm I would go. I'm going to say the Giants beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl
You're right.
when the Patriots were undefeated.
Yep, you're right. Giants over New England, Super Bowl 42, 17-14. That was number one. That
I
was
can't
number
remember
one.
what the spread and stuff was on that game, but I know Patriots were huge favorites going in that
Yeah,
game.
yeah. Yeah, I think it was around 10 points at least.
I would say, and that was back before they had the spread on your TV while you're watching the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, that's true.
That was back when the game was still done by all the cartels and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Deal with the
That's
mafia.
true. Okay, what do you
Another
think
one,
another one is?
another one would have to be trying to remember what team they were playing for. Cleveland, I believe. Cleveland Cavaliers when they came back in down 1-3 down 0-3 or 1-3 to the Golden State Warriors and came back and won that NBA championship
Let me see
with
here.
LeBron and all them guys. Trying to remember what year
Only
that.
one only one NBA on here. And believe it or not, that's not the one.
Damn, that's the only time it's ever happened that teams came back like that in the finals. And
Yeah, I agree with you.
the Warriors were trying to repeat. Yeah,
Yep.
that surprised me. That one's not on there.
Yeah, I'll give you the only NBA one on here is 2004 NBA Finals. Detroit over the Lakers 4-1.
Yeah, I would agree with that one, but I would have thought the other one would have been on there too, coming back from. But yeah, because nobody thought the Pistons was going to win it that year. I remember that. That was Billups and them guys.
Yeah.
Hell, but who knows?
Yep.
Billups might have had some technology to help him. We saw what he was doing at the poker games.
I'll give you a hint here. There's two NCAA college basketball ones. Want to try to see if you can pick up one of those? I remember both of these.
I would say they have to be probably one. Is Purdue on there getting upset as a number 1 seed by a 16 seed?
No. I'll give you a hint. These were both in the 80s.
Yeah.
The hockey one is not on here. The Miracle on Ice is not on here. There is an NHL one, but there's no Olympic ones on here. There's no boxing ones on here.
Man. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll give you one of the NCAA ones. It was number 2 on the list. 1983 NCAA Final Four with North Carolina State upset Houston on that last second buzzer beater. That's when that guy took the shot. And the guy, it looked like a shot or a pass. I don't know what it was. I think it was a shot. It was a pass. Guy catches it and puts it up at the last second. That was number 2 on the list.
Is that when what's his name? Damn it, Jim Valvino or whatever. Valvano was he was the coach at NC State, right?
Yeah. NC State wasn't supposed to do anything that year. I mean,
I've heard about it, but like hell, I was like 3 years old, but I do remember hearing about that because a lot of people still talk about that as one of the best like coaching jobs that there's been.
Okay, we got 3 of them so far. Let me see here. There's a couple of Super Bowl ones. So why don't you try for a Super Bowl one?
I'm trying to think of another Super Bowl. Have to go Patriots, Atlanta Falcons. Falcons up 28-3, and Patriots coming back to win the game.
Not on here.
Wow.
The next Super Bowl one was number
What about
6.
Nick? It has to be the Eagles and Nick Foles beating the Patriots.
Yep. I think it was that one. Super Bowl 52. Philly over New England 41-33. I believe that's it. I believe you're right.
Yep.
That was number 6. You got another Super Bowl guess? I got one more, and it's at number 10.
You had the Patriots upsetting the Rams, the greatest show on turf.
That's number 10, 2017.
I was going to say
3
that.
Patriots ones.
I was going to say that one would have to be on there because that one was nobody expected the Patriots, and when everybody thought the Patriots were going to get blown out that game.
Frankie'd be mad. There's 3 Patriots ones on here, and they lost all 3 of them. Frankie'd be upset. Okay,
Hey,
we're
I
happy.
guess you got to look at it as you got to
you
got to get there. You got to get there to be able to get upset.
True, but you got to think Frankie go look at it, man. That's 3 more rings we
Oh,
could
yeah,
have had, man.
yeah. They could have had close to 9 or 10 Super Bowls if everything would have worked out, right? Because I mean, there was Super Bowl games they could have won.
I'm gonna give you a hockey one because I know you don't follow. It's at number 8, 1995 Stanley Cup, New Jersey Devils over Detroit Red Wings, 4-0. That was number 8. So we've got 4 left, I believe. 4, 5, 6, and 9. We got a college basketball and 3 World Series left.
Trying to think of World Series. World Series one would have to. Well, no, that one won. I won the World Series. I was an American. I was an ALCS when Boston came back and down 3-1 to the Yankees. But didn't I feel like I can't remember who Boston played in that World Series, but I feel like Boston went on a run in the World Series too.
Yeah, it's not Boston. I'll give you a hint on the 3 World Series. One's in the 60s, one's in the 80s, and one's in 2000 to 2010.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even have really a guess on those.
Okay, I'll give you one. Number 9, 1988 World Series, Dodgers over the Oakland A's, 4-1. That was a pretty big surprise because the A's were a big favorite. I remember that one. That's a number
What
9.
year did you say?
1988.
No, we beat the A's like 2 years later.
90, yeah. I'm surprised you didn't say this one, Chris. It's a World Series one. It's in the 2000s. Think about that for a minute, and we'll see if you get it. This was a pretty big surprise because this team kind of came out of nowhere and beat a pretty big favorite.
It had to be the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, that's a good one. It wasn't that one.
They were from like first. They went from like worst to first.
Was that between 2000 and 2010?
That was the only thing I was trying to think what year it was. It might have been.
Yeah.
It might have been just a little after that, but
Yeah.
that one. I know that one was around. Couldn't have been 2.
I'm gonna give it to you. 2003 World Series, Miami over the Yankees, 4-2.
Yeah.
Nobody thought Marlins were gonna be there. And then I'm gonna give you the other World Series one because it's way before your time. I remember this series. I can remember running home from school to see this because I used to play a lot of day games back then. 1969 World Series, Mets over Baltimore 4-1. I liked Baltimore back then. So that was that one. One left. It's NCAA. Think about this one. I know it's a little. It was he was young, but this was a huge upset, and one team had a big name player on it. Big name college player and big name pro player.
Yeah. I don't know. The ones that are coming to, ain't even like an upset. I know Michael Jordan hit a shot in college. And
Well,
then,
IU upset
yeah,
upset Jordan that one year, but no, it's not that one.
you had
I don't remember what year that was.
Christian Leitner with Duke. Remember he hit a shot, but I can't remember if that was to upset somebody because Duke was usually pretty good.
Okay, I will tell you the losing team had a big name college player, big name NBA player. He was a big name, same guy, and he was a center. See if that hint helps you. It's in the 80s.
Is what Joe just said.
Yes, Villanova versus Georgetown. That's when Patrick Ewing played for Georgetown. I remember that series.
You, I'll say when Joe put that up there, I was like, I bet you that's it. Especially when you said something about a center. I was like, yeah, Patrick Ewing.
Yep. Guys, that's the top 10. Chris, you got anything want to go over before we get out of here? I know we had scheduled to have Glenn and a video package. Didn't work out for the NASCAR this week, but that did not work out.
Yeah,
That's technical.
I don't know what Glenn was doing today where he couldn't just hop on. Like it ain't like he's busy.
He had a dentist appointment.
I had to give him a hard time.
Hey, like Jay and him said, hell, we have trouble understanding him anyway. He could have been in the chair at the dentist office, and he still could have talked to us. We might have got some of it.
But no, other than you got Olympics, I guess NBA, but there ain't a whole lot of sports this weekend, really.
Yeah, Chris, you're gonna have to think about some things, and because we got to put a show together for Monday, there's not a lot going on. Olympics is about it. Because I could give two hoots about the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah, there's no UFC this week. I think they come back next week. So
yeah, decent one next week. Not too bad next week. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to horse. I'm getting ready to go to the horse track.
what you're about to do?
Yeah, me and Landon just took your mom, dropped her off at work, and we're going to drive over. Well, first we're going to go eat at the that hot dog place, whatever it's called, what's it called again? Fat Freddy's or something. I forget what it's called now.
Fat Franks.
Fat Franks. Fat Franks. We're going to go by there and eat, and then we're going to head to the horse track.
All right. Yeah, I know Austin ate there again the other day.
Yeah, he said the food he got this time was better than last time. I thought it was pretty good the first time. So, yeah, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Got a little bit of law on sports right now, so we'll come up with a show for Monday. Definitely have Jay on. We can torture him, and maybe Glenn can come on and talk about some more legends dying. I still can't believe he said what he said last night. And double down on it. I firmly believe that. I don't think the Jets will ever be good again until Joe Namath dies. What the hell? What kind of take is that?
Yeah.
Only Glenn.
All right. Thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube, and we'll see you guys on Monday.